Hi everyone, it's Marisha and welcome to day 2 of my holiday card series. Today I will be making this Let It Snow watercolor embossed card. The products featured in today's video are Catherine Pooler's Snowflakes, Tonic Studios' Let It Snow Sentiment, and Fawn's Mini Snowflakes. So let's get started. Using my Sizzix Big Shot machine, I went ahead and cut out these snowflakes, and I'm just picking out the ones that I'm going to use for this card. And once I'm done, as you see here, I went ahead and separated my snowflakes, and I cut each design out into 3s. Why 3? Because this is going to add volume to my snowflakes, as you will see as we move further along within the video. Now I'm going to take my Thermo-Web Ultra Bond adhesive and begin to stack them. And as you see, I am adhering the snowflakes together. I'm just lining them up. And then I'm going to place the final snowflake on top. And then this is the same method that I'm using for the rest of the snowflakes, just stacking them together. And if you would like to stack 4 or 5 or 6 snowflakes to add, more volume to your snowflake, that is perfectly fine. I encourage you to do so. Again, you have to go with whatever works best for you. I just opted to use 3. So now that I went ahead and let my snowflakes dry, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my sentiment strip and repeat this last step with my strip. I'm going to go ahead and stack these 3 using my Ultra Bond adhesive glue. And guys, I love snow. I really do. Growing up in the mountains, I looked forward to winter every year for it to snow, and I thought it would be fitting for me to make a snowflake card this holiday season. Those that know me know that in July, I am hollering to the mountaintop, Lord Jesus, I hope it snows this winter. I am one of those. I'm just being honest. All right, and I'm just lining up my final strip on top of the other 2 and just making sure that they're even. Then I'm going to place it to the side and let it dry, and ta-da! Now we're going to get to the good part, our embossing technique. So I'm bringing in this clear embossing ink pad by Ranger Ink and this Ebony embossing powder by Recollections that I purchased at Michael's. I'm going to begin embossing my sentiment strip first. So I'm going to take my ink pad and then take my strip and press it on top of the ink pad and make sure that it is fully covered with the ink. Next, I'm going to take my embossing powder and then pour it over top of my sentiment strip. And you have to make sure that it is fully covered. Next, I'm going to bring in my heat tool. The heat tool will activate the embossing powder to melt it down. Once I am done applying the heat, I will let it cool, and then I will go back to the beginning of this step, which is to apply ink, apply embossing powder, and then apply heat. So I'm only doing this step twice. This is just to ensure that the sentiment strip is fully covered, and it will add just a little bit of dimension to my sentiment strip. And if you look closely, you will be able to see the gloss as a result of the embossing powder melting. If not, you will see it again in just a moment. Next, it is time to emboss my snowflakes. I'm using clear embossing powder. And just remember, the 3 steps to embossing are ink, powder, heat. Again, ink, powder, heat. Ta-da! Everything is done. As you can see, there's a little gloss to them. Now I'm going to bring in my watercolor paper and begin to line up my snowflakes just to see where I want to place them on the front of my card. Now, stay tuned. I am doing a separate video regarding watercolor. I just wanted to focus on the embossing technique in this video. All right, and I'm just moving over that snowflake so I can make room for my sentiment strip. Once I am done, I'm going to bring in my Thermo-Web Ultra Bond Adhesive Glue, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere everything to the front of my card. I am just adding my sentiment strip, lining it up, pressing it down, just to make sure it is in place and secured. I am loving how this card is turning out. It is so pretty. The snowflakes, my sentiment, but something is missing. So I think I'm going to bring in my Studio Katia flat back clear gems just to add a little bit of extra pizzazz to my card. And you also have the option to embellish your card with like a metallic sequins, or you can use an iridescent gem. Whatever idea you have, go for it. I cannot encourage you enough to stretch your imagination and step outside of the box to try something different. Now I'm going to use my Pick Me Up tool and start adding my gems to the front of my card. And I'm going to fast forward, and it is all done. I absolutely love how this card turned out, especially with the watercolor background and the elements of my 3D snowflakes and my sentiment. It just added that extra touch. Now I'm going to use my adhesive bond glue, and I'm going to take the front of my card and apply it to my card base. My card base is a 110-pound cardstock by Recollections that I purchased from Michael's. And the links to all of the products that I'm using in this video will be listed below, including the link to my blog, so feel free to check it out. Finally, I'm just pressing everything down just to make sure everything is good to go. And that little tail that's off to the side, I'm going to go ahead and remove that. And we are done. I love this card. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in on today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to subscribe, click the thumbs up, leave a comment below, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. And again, feel free to check out my blog at www.thediaryofbellerose.com. Until next time, take care.